we I approach it about the same every year, to come to win. That's the kind of the end goal is to win the race. I've been fast in this building from 2014 on, and I just think it's something to do with how I grew up racing. I grew up in indoor racing and there in Red Bluff, California, and it just kind of suits the way I drive. And so I just a place I love coming to. Emmett Hahn and his whole crew have done a phenomenal job with everything they've done over the years to get this place like it is to this day, and they keep making it better and better. So just an event I love to come to, and something that I'll continue to support as long as I can. That's the car I won with right there, and I actually owned that car. I just was with the other team. So it was a little bit different, obviously. It's a lot more expensive than how it was before, but I got the same car, same packages, same everything that I normally run, and that we've built on since 2018 or 19. So and even a little bit before that, when I was racing with Keith and Rusty, I'd always listen to what was going on and kind of take what I did, what I liked and what I didn't like, and just kind of learn from them. And then I hooked up with, he's sitting over here, don't get your head too big, but Lee Lindgren, and him and I've worked really well together from 2015 on. So it's just a matter of having the right people around, and we got some of the best people in the business on our cars, and just what makes it go around. I definitely think there's a little bit more pressure, right? Because you are the guy that won the year before, and but I also don't really pay much attention to that type of stuff, because I don't care. Like, I'm here to win no matter what. So this year I feel like I might be a little bit more relaxed, just because I've had a couple years to race and get my program built up, and get parts and get all the little pieces that I didn't have last year. That we have a spare motor sitting up there that we didn't have last year. We got more front ends and rear ends and steering gears and little things that just all add up that we could we didn't have last year, that it might make it harder. You might think about that type of stuff going into the race that you don't have spares of. So we're like I said, we're going to come in swinging harder than we ever have, and I want that second one.
Yeah, I think it's the best it's ever gone. I know my first year wasn't bad. I think I was rookie of the race, but nothing too stellar. So this is probably the best prelim night start I got. I don't want to jinx myself, but hopefully go good in this qualifier. Luckily, this year I got to run the West Coast Swing with Willie Kane, and we ran all the races besides Bakersfield. So ran this same car at Turkey Night, and that's the first time I've ran the same car outdoors that I have at Chili Bowl, in the same year. So confident in Willie and myself and our team, and Drew and Cole are working hard, and we'll see how we go.
My first year didn't go anywhere close to how I was hoping for. So it kind of really felt like last year was my real first year. I just wasn't feeling too great, 2 years ago about it. So last year was very nerve-wracking, the day of my race. But I think with it being so nerve-wracking, it kind of makes you focus up a lot more than you would at a normal race. But yeah, so I think now that I got the first year or two out of the way, I won't be as nervous, and hopefully you can just have a lucky night and get through it good and get some good results. I'd say my expectations for myself going into Friday night, top 5 at least. I really want to win the prelim or put it in the show at least, and I ran around 7th or 8th last year, and it was okay, but I definitely know I could have done better. So yeah, I have a lot higher expectations this year than last year for sure. Here specifically, when it comes around running the bottom, you got to be, it's kind of like it's definitely a skill. The guys that are good at it it's really impressive to watch them do it. They get their left front completely up in the infield on top of the berm, and they're dragging the frame rail, they're so up on it. So I think it's just getting the bottom figured out. That seems to be the most tricky part of Chili Bowl, is hitting that bottom good. And when it comes to running the top, it's somewhat simple, a lot more simple to run the bottom for me at least. So I'd say that if I need to get better anywhere, it needs to be when it comes to running the bottom and just moving around and being in the right spot at the right time. So
Just the way the night went, to get back to 8th there was really big. So, yeah, we had a bent right front shock in the qualifier, which put us behind the 8 ball for the feature and started 16th, and then got collected in somebody else's mess at the beginning of the race, and bent the drag link, which didn't quite help us get around there. So, so we rallied 8th, put ourselves in a B main on Saturday, which is all you can really ask for at this moment. So we'll see what we can do on Saturday. I think we have a pretty good race car. Just the last 2 times we've been on the track, we've had something bent or broke or what have you. So yeah, I think we'll be okay. I think the B mains are 20, 25 laps, something like that. So a lot of time to make something happen, and you're going to have to make something happen if you want to get in the show on Saturday.
Fortunately, we even had a car to run. The 85 car that I normally drive for George Malone, we broke a rod in the motor on Sunday on practice. I had something else lined up to run Friday, possibly if they didn't need the car, but I talked to Dave Estep last night, and he offered up the car, him and Matt Estep, so we got it out of his trailer last night during the feature, and spent a little bit of time last night getting my seat belts and seat in it and everything, and so fortunate just to have an opportunity to get in a car after not having a ride the rest of the week, so in order to keep that streak going. Unfortunately, we just had some bad luck the last 3 years here. I mean, made 14 A mains in a row, and now we're up to like 3 or 4 not making the A mains just from mechanical failures, unfortunately, and so yeah, it's been a little bit of a frustrating last few years. Really, with the 5 nights and only 2, top 2 going to the A and 3 through 8 going through a B, it just makes it very tough. And I just, I don't know. I think it's maybe one person may make it from a C to a B to an A, and I know a couple years ago I said nobody would make it from a C to a B. My wife thought I was nuts, and lo and behold, nobody from a C went through the B to the A. I mean, it's gotten that stacked with so many cars, so many quality cars, drivers. I just don't know that I see, like I said, somebody may have a special night and things fall their way to go from the C through the B to the A, but it's definitely going to be a tough road.
I mean, after last night watching Chase, I knew we were going to have a good car tonight. So I came in with a lot of confidence, and this Chili Bowl, you take it by steps. Get through the heat race, we did our job. Got through the qualifier, did our job. The main event, I thought we really did our job. I committed to the bottom. The top, I wasn't going to go around Jake up there without him making a big mistake, so I was hoping he would, and I could sneak by him on the bottom. We got there a couple times, but overall, the speed of the 5U is pretty good. It's so hard to hit the bottom here. And my grandpa Mickey told me a long time ago, like, the big P word, patience. And I just kept pacing myself, telling myself, don't miss it. And I knew Jake wasn't going to run me over or chop me or do anything like that. So it was a fun battle, but I'm sure the fans loved it, but from the seat it was definitely stressful.
The Ally 55 has been really good. It's one of those things that's Alex brings the best race cars into the building, and the amount of work and time and effort that he puts in, it shows dividends, and so the rest of it's up to me. I just got to do my job, and we got to, of course, work on the recipe a little bit and get things fine-tuned and comfortable for a big guy like me, where the little midget kids, they seem to go a little faster. The cars are a little easier to set up. They don't move around as much, so there's that aspect of it. But we at the end of the day, it was really the theme was to minimize mistakes, and we did that all night long. We really we didn't shove the nose or do anything that was going to cost us positions or time. Overall, the average lap time was really the key to being able to have a successful night and a clean night. Obviously there's a little bit of luck involved. You need to dodge all the chicanes out there, but obviously we did that as well. I would say I was probably more frustrated than stressed. It got to the point where, as a race car driver, you never want to run second, but you also have to understand that you're at the Chili Bowl and the top 2 lock in, so second's pretty dang good. You really this is one place that I guess you do want to run second if you feel like you're not going to be able to get to Corey. I felt like on the long runs, if Corey were to make a couple mistakes, I might have been able to do something with him, but for the most part we were just kind of fasting on the top, and there wasn't much more that I could do to run him down or to to make any more hay. So kind of was what it was, and trying to be able to to make sure that we didn't give up that lock-in spot. All night long we made a lot of improvements on the race car, subtle, but nonetheless they were all the right direction. I've got a good bunch of guys with me. Alex is really smart with midgets. CJ Leary and KT, all these guys we're kind of sprint car guys, but for for the most part, we know how to work on race cars and you know, how to get the balance right. So all in all, it was just a matter of you know, obtaining that optimum balance. I feel like we've got just a little bit further to go in order to get what we need, but we're really close. So I'm looking forward to Saturday for sure.
I think I got a lot of laps on a big curve like that, and it don't get any easier. It's still tough, and luckily I have a good idea of, you know, what to do. And but yeah, I mean, restarts are crucial on something like that. I mean, they were yelling at me. I kept heating my tires up, but I let them get down one time and got tight for, you know, a lap and a half, and I thought it was over at that point. So I knew I had to keep them spun up and keep heating them, and but yeah, not easy. Winning prelim night at Chili Bowl is crazy. It's something, you know, I didn't know if I'd ever achieve. I'm not a midget guy, and you know, these are all the best guys in this building. So you know, really cool to do it. Job is not done, and they've changed the pole shuffle to a time trial format, and I suck at qualifying. So we got work to do.